And a note to those listening live, those listening on the replay right now, knowing your numbers is so important. So that you know where you are and so that you have some place to go. When you're just totally winging it, girl, there's so much missed opportunity in what we call like the GPS, right? Like, where are you right now and where are you going? If there's no navigation whatsoever when it comes to the actual numbers, the actual, um, financial success of your business, girl,
Mhm. You know, my
girl,
coach calls it, and I love it, is that's the throwing the spaghetti at the wall strategy,
absolutely.
which is
Yeah.
no strategy at all, right?
Yep. Yeah, I call it baloney, but yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, throwing baloney at the wall. It's like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah.
And then you just wait around and just hope some of it sticks,
Yep.
you know? I love that. So, listen, I'm really excited about this conversation because I am definitely the type of person that identifies as like a toxic hustler. I love freaking working. I am in a different area of my life right now. So I'm 43 years old. I have one child. I'm a single mom, so I don't have a husband, and my son is 22 years old. So the work day that I can do compared to moms, right, who I predominantly speak to, who have children that are in school from 10 to 2, and that's really the only hours that they can work, can be look extremely different and also be a whole nother level of exhaustion. So I'm super excited about having this conversation. One of the things that I think is awesome that you say often is rest and self-care are not rewards or luxuries. And I think sometimes we think that, like we think like we'll sleep when we're dead. So I'd love for you to kind of, expand on that. What does that mean that it's
Yeah.
not just for the rich, the wealthy?
Yeah, I love that. I wanna add, so this is how I had to reprogram myself to be able to rest and to be able to take pauses and realize this is a strategy. Because the way I was programmed, and I find that a lot of women are programmed this way, is, if you're not tackling your to-do list and you're doing something else, you're being lazy. I don't know, does that resonate with you? Or, like, the
Yeah.
idea of rest,
Yes.
you have things to do, like,
Yeah.
you just don't do that. That was how I was programmed. My mom is an amazing woman, but she's always on the go, right?
Yeah.
She always, so that was how I was raised, but I mean, I'm not unique in that way. That's how so many of us were raised.
Mhm.
So and when I say we, I'm generalizing, but I find for most people that rest is like, I will, I'll go get a massage when this happens, or I will, I'll take a break after I finish this, or I will, it comes after something, not before something. And what I found is when I actually take a pause before I go to my to-do list, I have a client who actually called it my work, like her workflow. And I love that. I'm going to start adopting that, my workflow. So the things that I get to do today to move my business forward. If I don't pause before that, I haven't regulated my nervous system. I have
Mm.
2 kids. They are now, my son's now 6 and my daughter is going to be 4 next month. So, I'm in the thick of it. My husband's a shift worker. 4 days a week, I'm doing the solo parenting. Right, I call it wrangling the children, getting them out the door, 2 drop-offs. My daughter's still in daycare, right? So I get home, and if I don't pause before I start my workday, I'm less productive.
Mm.
So in the logical mind, it doesn't really make sense because you're right. I'm that person who I work from 10 till 2, like 2:30 maybe. And so I'm actually taking a break before I start my day when I only work X amount of hours a day. But what I found when I do that, and I actually disconnect. So I usually take my dogs for a walk. I'm not listening to anything. I'm just connecting with myself. I take about 30 minutes from drop off to when I actually like sit down to get work done. That makes me more productive. And that actually makes me more effective. So that rest, it's not like a nice to have. Like, it's for me to be more intentional and effective with my time. Like, it is my business strategy. And it's not just in, going for a walk or reconnecting or re-regulating my nervous system before I start my day, but it's how I like move through my week. So if I have a month that's more full with more if I'm doing more speaking or I'm out there, or if I'm doing a workshop or all of the things that I'm doing, I make sure that I have spa days booked. I have massages booked. I have days off without my kids here because, with a 4 and a 6-year-old, it's not really a break when they're home. It's a lot of fun, but I make sure that I have that time for me, because if I'm not filling my cup, I can't show up. And when we're chatting a bit at the beginning, you said the word capacity. It's so interesting because it goes against logic that in order to actually have capacity to bring in more, so this is more clients, more money, I actually need to step back and fill my cup up with more rest, or I'm going to be filling my calendar and I'm going to burn out.